Yo, Snappage, guess who's back? It's your boy, the one and only, the Paradox Nerd, back again with another Hot Toys review. And today we'll be reviewing the Hot Toys MMS 479, the Mad Titan himself, Thanos from the Infinity War movie. Guys, I want to apologize ahead of time for sounding nasally throughout my whole review. It's just that I've been trying to get over this sinus infection that I've been battling for about a week now. But you know, that's not going to stop me from doing this awesome review for you guys. But before I begin my review, I just want to give a quick shout out to Day One Collectibles for hooking me up with such a good price for Thanos. Definitely look him up for those Hot Toys Day One releases from Hong Kong. And also another quick shout out to the best Hot Toys podcast on the planet, 6 Scale Scavengers. Brian and Chris do such an awesome job hosting that podcast and providing us with the latest news, pre-orders, and they do a lot of reviews on their Hot Toys podcast. Definitely look them up. I'll put their information down in the description below. Alright guys, without further ado, let's begin the review right now. So here are all the accessories that come with Thanos. As you can see, he doesn't come with much, but let's take a closer look at it. And I'm going to start off with the right hand here. As you can see, really cool paint application all around his hand. Looks pretty good. You also get a relaxed right hand. And unfortunately, you cannot articulate this right hand, as you can see. You also get this interchangeable non-articulated left arm. And it already has the gauntlet attached, and as you can see, the detail and the paint application and also the weathering all around the gauntlet looks really cool. And you could actually light up this gauntlet. You just got to take out this cover here, and it has the battery compartment inside, and you just have to turn on the switch and the gauntlet lights up nice and bright. And you could actually articulate this gauntlet. You could just bring it like forward and back, so looks pretty good. My only problem with this arm is the bicep looks really weird, but they did that for a reason so that you could actually slip the cover for the battery compartment on with ease. You also get this huge figure base stand with a picture of the Infinity Gauntlet here in the front, and you also get this swappable faceplate, which is a picture of the ground of Titan, so it looks really cool. And here is a clear figure base pole which attaches to the figure base stand. And last but not least, it comes with this awesome looking backdrop, which is basically taken out of a scene from the movie where Thanos was fighting the Avengers on Titan. And this backdrop is absolutely huge, and it definitely won't fit in a DTOF. But yeah, that's all the accessories he comes with. He really doesn't come with much, but to be honest, I can't really think off the top of my head what else Hot Toys could have added to this figure. Maybe the armor from the beginning of the movie, but I have a feeling that they are saving that for the next movie, which is the Avengers Endgame, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get an armored version of Thanos. Alright guys, so here is the head sculpt of the Mad Titan, and as you can see, Hot Toys did a beautiful job with this head sculpt, definitely capturing the likeness of Thanos from the movie. And if you take a closer look, you can see a little bit of Josh Brolin within the head sculpt. But I love the fact that Hot Toys nailed the expression of Thanos from the movie with this head sculpt. And I absolutely have no complaints about this head sculpt. You know, I know there were a few people that were complaining in how it looked. But all I have to say is that they must be smoking some really bad weed. Because as you can see, this head sculpt is, to me, a 10 out of 10. And in just a moment, I'm going to bring out the other head sculpt. And here is the other head sculpt that comes with Thanos. And as you can see, he has more of an angrier expression. And like I mentioned before, Hot Toys did a beautiful job with both head sculpts. As we take a closer look, I really love like the details on his chin, his eyes, his teeth, just overall his expression. And I'm absolutely happy the way both head sculpts turned out. And if I had to give it a score, I would score both of them a 10 out of 10. All right, so next up is the detail and the quality of his outfit. And as you can see, Hot Toys did a beautiful job with like the detail, the weathering on his armor. And if you feel his armor is more of a rubberized material. And as we turn it around, and you can see like the weathering on like the back of his armor there. And you could tell that it definitely looks movie accurate. And here is a closer look at the gauntlet. And as you can see, really good paint application all around the gauntlet. Beautiful detail. Really good weathering. And I absolutely love the lighter feature on this gauntlet. Shines nice and bright, except for this one right here. I'm not sure why that one isn't bright. But overall, really love the look of this gauntlet. Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys real quick how the Infinity Gauntlet looks lit up in the dark. And as you can see, each stone shines nice and bright. The only thing is, I don't think this green one shines too bright, but you know, I could be totally wrong. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how the Infinity Gauntlet looks. And moving on to his lower half, you can see that he's wearing like this stretchy like nylon pants. And you can tell that it's really durable and really good tailoring. And here is a closer look at his armored boots. And as you can see, really good paint application again, all around, good weathering. And it's also a two-piece boot, so looks really good. All right, so let's move on to the articulation. And Thanos has pretty decent articulation, and I'm gonna show you by starting off with the neck joint. And you can see, you can turn his head from side to side. You can tilt his head up. Unfortunately, you can't tilt his head down. As we check out the articulation for his shoulders, you can see that you can bring his arm forward, bring it up, bring it back. You can adduct it away from his body, just about 30 to 40 degrees. Elbow joint, you can see that you can bend it just about 90 degrees, but do not leave him in this pose for a long period of time. It will cause some fading issues. I've seen some people on Facebook complain about fading issues around this area, but to be honest, I'm not sure if they left Thanos in this pose for a long period of time. Moving on to the left arm with the Infinity Gauntlet, unfortunately you cannot bend his elbow past 20 degrees because you have his Infinity Gauntlet restricting him from doing so. But you know, fortunately you do have that switch out arm, which you could you know, have his elbow bent like 90 degrees. As for the Infinity Gauntlet, he's got great articulation here. You can turn his Infinity Gauntlet all around. You can bend his hand up and down, and you can articulate the joints on his fingers, just like so, including the thumb. So really cool. Thanos can actually do some ab crunches, as you can hear it clicking when you articulate his torso, and you can actually turn his torso from side to side, which is pretty cool. Moving on to the hip joints, you can actually adduct his hip out just about 30 degrees. You could bring his leg forward just about 70 degrees. You could actually bend his knees close to 90 degrees. And finally, the ankle joints, unfortunately, there is no articulation in this area just because he has this leg armor that's restricting him from having any sort of articulation. All right, so I want to do a quick size comparison between Gladiator Hulk and Thanos. And as you can see, Gladiator Hulk is still definitely taller and wider than Thanos, but don't let that fool you. Thanos is still a huge figure. And in just a second, I'm gonna bring out some of the Avengers just to give you a size comparison. And here he is next to Iron Spider. And as you can see, Thanos towers over Iron Spider-Man. And Iron Spider-Man definitely looks like a little tiny spider compared to Thanos, no pun intended. But in just a second, I'm gonna bring out Thor. All right, so I brought Thor next to Thanos, and as you can see, still a huge size difference between Thanos and Thor. And finally, here is the jerk who was one of the main reasons the snapping happened. Here is Star-Lord next to Thanos, and as you can see, still a huge size difference between the both of them. So here are my final thoughts for Thanos. He is a beautiful figure, and I highly recommend him to anyone who is a Marvel fan, especially if you're a fan of the Infinity War movie. Hot Toys did an outstanding job with this figure, especially with his head sculpt, the details on his suit, and just the overall look of Thanos. I'm telling you guys, he has such great presence, and people are gonna gravitate towards him when they come over to check out your collection. Alright guys, so that wraps it up. Thank you guys again for checking out my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and always do what you love and love what you collect. Take care guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.